Thank you for joining us on the newsroom this afternoon. I am Abisola Adebayo. The Kogi State House of Assembly has passed the Local Government Autonomy Bill into law. The bill was passed at Wednesday's plenary following its consideration to alter the 1999 Constitution as amended, which seeks to abolish the joint account of the state and local governments. The bill also seeks to create a different account for local governments where they are expected to receive their allocation from the Federation's account. The lawmakers, in their various contributions, unanimously threw their support behind the bill, describing it as timely. A Lagos State Special Offences Court sitting in the Ikeja area of the state has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of suspected internet fraudster Ismaila Mustafa, popularly known as Monfa. Justice Mojisola Dada issued the warrant following his continued failure to present himself for his trial. Monfa was arrested in January 10 by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), after which he was granted bail in the sum of 200 million naira with two sureties in like sums. On March 28, he was released to his lawyer, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Boyega Oyewole, shortly after the court varied his bail conditions. Since then, Monfa has failed to appear in court on two scheduled dates for his trial. Chairperson of the House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters, Aisha Duku, says the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) did not promise to extend voter registration by 60 days. According to Duku, the electoral umpire has several activities on its timetable ahead of the 2023 general elections, which makes it not viable to extend the deadline by 60 days. The House of Representatives had asked INEC to extend the deadline by 60 days following the June 30 closure date set by the electoral body. Briefing journalists after Wednesday's plenary, Duku says INEC did not agree to the request of the lower chamber, adding that Mohammed Yakubu, INEC chairman, only promised to look at the request of the lower legislative chamber. Ghana's lawmakers have approved a plan to open an investigation into the use of $1.5 billion of COVID-19 funds in the country. This follows alleged discrepancies in receipts and payment presented to the parliament by the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta. The fund was allotted to contain the spread of the virus and caution Ghanaians against the economic impact of the pandemic. Meanwhile, lawmakers have continued to reiterate that the government had been accountable and transparent in the use of the funds. A retreat in oil prices continued on Thursday as investors reassessed the risk of recession and how fuel demand will be affected by rising interest rates. Brent crude futures fell by $1.47 to $110, having dropped for as low as $108 earlier in the session. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were down 1.4% after touching a session low of $102. Both benchmarks plunged 3% on Wednesday and are at their lowest since mid-May. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has expressed support for a wide-ranging but controversial economic reform program being implemented by the government in Tunisia. The country is facing a severe economic crisis and is asking for a $4 billion loan to cushion the effect of the crisis. Jihad Azor, the IMF's Middle East director, after meeting President Kais Saied in Tunis on Wednesday, says he liked the reform plan and that the IMF was ready to discuss a loan. The plan includes freezing wages, stopping recruitment in the public sector, and cutting energy and food subsidies. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate return of Nigeria to international football competitions. This was announced on Thursday by the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, Ismaila Abubakar, at a press briefing in Abuja. According to him, the approval was granted following a letter of appeal, which was signed by Musa Kida, leader of the Nigerian Football Association, the Nigerian Basketball Federation Board, and addressed to the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Tunde Dari. Abubakar said despite the approval, the stakeholders will want to ensure that the country's laws are not subjugated to any other law, adding that failure to do so will attract sanctions. That's all on the newsroom at this time. Thank you for watching.